So now this is your girl's recording. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this next video, shall we? Now, Swiggy, it's been a minute since it's reacted to you, but shout outs to you, gang. When Rolf beat Eddy with a fish for the culture. Oh my God. When I say this, I love Ed, Edd, and Eddy. But when I say Rolf, it's probably one of my favorite characters. Unintentionally, just a funny ass nigga. And he got blue hair, bro. Hilarious. Oh no, it's the son of a shepherd. So without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead, let's start this up.
Revenge. A dish best served cold, hard, and scaly. But what did you do to push a man to a point where he is beating you upside the head with a fish while his homeboy is recording it in 4K? Ladies and gentlemen, today I present to you Rolf, the son of a shepherd, and today I'm going to tell you how Eddy got on strike 3 with Rolf on his journey to revenge. Welcome back to the cul-de-sac, where Johnny is a dummy and Eddy has apparently mastered Shadow Clone. Wait a minute.
You're a big fat phony!
So Eddy's new scam of the day is a school of Kung Fu, which I gotta say, this boy is probably gonna grow up to be the richest man in the world. So in the middle of Eddy trying to use Ed to kill Johnny, all the kids are running somewhere and
I'm not gonna lie.
in the middle of Eddy trying to use Ed,
They should be charged for this, bro. This is attempted murder. I didn't even peep game. You wanted to snap this man and his plank in half? You said, where's the adults? They didn't exist, bro. They didn't exist. This is attempted murder. Yeah, go ahead, lock him up.
to kill Johnny. All the kids are running somewhere, and that somewhere is Rolf's house, where he is dressed in an outfit made of sea cucumbers to honor his great nano. And I'm not gonna lie, Rolf's family is probably some superhuman farmers, because why is he scared of his great nano, and how big was that great sea cucumber? So Rolf is passing out his cucumber balls for people to eat on. You know what?
No, nah.
I take full blame for that one. But as he is passing them out, Eddy takes one of them and chucks it at the fence, which dishonors Rolf. And when Rolf comes back out of his house, he is mourning the loss of his honor and has everyone to step on his face because Eddy done.
But why was Eddy first? I see why it is you got your ass beat now. I see why. You disrespected this man's culture. And then you was the first to step on his face. You wholeheartedly said F you and rubbed his nose in your piss. Justified ass whooping. What's up, Peg?
And shamed the son of a shepherd by throwing one of them fish balls.
Eddy calls this depression,
right now, Eddy is at strike 1. Because when a man loses his honor because of another man, you are now on borrowed time. He ain't about to be crying over there forever. But the dumbest thing about Eddy is he doesn't think he did anything wrong. So while Eddy...
I know somebody that's like that. I know somebody it is that do that shit. Like, you can't sit there and start something with somebody that's disrespect and then be like, but I didn't even do nothing. Come on now.
Eddy is trying to figure out why Rolf is upset. Double D is trying to explain to him that he has royally screwed up because he's a dickhead. And maybe he should go apologize. But you know Eddy isn't about to apologize, even if he's been the most royal dickhead in the dickhead kingdom. And the craziest part about it is Ed wanted to go randomly make cupcakes. And I know this is very random because we just got done talking about why Eddy is a dickhead. But I want all of you to remember this. Cupcakes. Nothing else, just cupcakes. Trust me on this one. So Double D goes back to Rolf, and Rolf done buried himself under the ground with nothing but a funnel for air and his hands above the dirt. This man is sitting here punishing himself like this, and Eddy is still confused on what's going on. Man, if you piss him off one more time, he's going to murder you. But this next part really ain't Eddy's fault. It's Double D's, because he gives him a plant to give to Rolf as a token of forgiveness, and when he gives it to Rolf, Rolf rises from the dead, grabs Eddy by his belt and says, "You mocking me with a potted shrub of ridicule.
He really about to rock my.
And in the middle of Eddy being confused about what just happened, Rolf tells Eddy he about to whoop his ass. And in the very next scene, Rolf done dug that man's grave with gardening tools.
Oh my God!
I just want y'all to know how hard this is, because if you haven't done any yard work, you don't understand how crazy this is.
Yeah.
He built this giant hole in his backyard
No
with
shovel.
2 spades. Not a shovel, these.
Yes.
And
I forgot about, yes, no shovel. He made a whole, like, mind you, even for somebody's like burial site, you gotta use some heavy duty stuff. He used gardening tools. He said, nah, I'm the real son of the shepherd. I'm different out here. Wow. I didn't peep game to this when I was younger watching this, and it's like, yeah, like you know how strong you gotta be to dig up this big of a hole with just gardening tools within itself.
when he hops out of the hole, he grabs a tree with his bare hands, pulls it out by the roots, and after he slings it over the dang hole, he says, "That's enough training. I'm ready to fight. Y'all, Eddy about to die." So Kevin goes to get Eddy for Rolf, and when he gets there, Rolf been sitting there chewing on a rock with his green, never before seen by a dentist's teeth. "Why is your teeth green?" So Kevin comes to Eddy and opens a box. And when he opens the box, he says, "Choose your weapon." But in this box is a chest full of fish. I just know that box stank. And so as the two stand over that tree that Rolf threw over that hole, Rolf stands over Eddy and asks him if he got any last words. And finally, Eddy decides to say, "I'm sorry." But listen to this, because this is where Eddy gets strike 3. Rolf says, "Okay, if you sorry, where my cupcakes of sorriness?" Ed had the cheat code this whole goddamn time, and Eddy is over there sweating bullets.
No. Wait.
And when he turns to Ed and Double D, they just shrug their shoulders because Eddy didn't want to make cupcakes, because Eddy didn't want to apologize. So now Eddy has to fight Rolf with a fish. So
that's his fault. I'm sorry. But I'm not gonna lie here. I'm not gonna lie. Double D kind of unintentionally gave him a strike or two. I'm gonna say the last two for sure. Because you said to this, you gonna do something and you ain't did it. You know what I'm saying? You come through with a flower, you mock the nigga. And he's like, "Okay, so where are my cupcakes of the sorrows?" Yeah, go ahead. Your fate is sealed.
As soon as Eddy turns around, Rolf smacks him with the fish so hard we get our first look at an impact frame.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
And Rolf proceeds to whoop the stank off Eddy's ass with the fish. Eddy was getting put in a Tekken combo the way Rolf was over there beating him, because off the first hit, he had that man floating in the air like Eddy just got short you.
And he got 2 black eyes in chat. Hold on. Y'all not seeing this. They said it is. I got 2 black eyes. Where they at? Oh my God, he has 2 black eyes.
And then turns around, double-fisted,
Bruh.
God dang it, and slams that man into the stump again. Even Double D was over there shook at how he was sitting there comboing one of his best friends with a fish. And Rolf just over there beating the literal brakes off that man. And the worst part of all of this is Kevin is over there filming it in 4K. So as Eddy is over there getting beat to sleep, Rolf does probably one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is Hall of Fame level disrespect. He stops beating Eddy's ass, pulls him up by his belt, and says, "Hey man, it's a duel. 2 people, duel. I hit you, you hit me. You gotta fight too. So make it interesting and hit me." And Eddy was confused by all of this. He says, "You want me to swing at you?" And then Rolf just interrupts him and says, "Hit me, fool." And right as Eddy is about to swing on Rolf, Rolf knocks Eddy into the abyss and has officially restored his honor. So moral of the story,
I didn't even go
to the abyss and has officially
is the fish smiling too? I'm dead. Why does this fish that's supposed to be dead got a smile on his face? Oh my god. Nah, this is hilarious. Eddie getting hit with them Street Fighter versus Tekken Marvel versus Camcom. There you go. Camcom combo finishers. Tongue twister. Shit.
Restored his honor. So moral of the story, you better make them goddamn cupcakes. But anyway, subscribe if you're new. Watch one of these videos next. And until next time, stay swiggy, baby.
I mean, hey, you did say you was gonna make some cupcakes. Now, personally, I feel like it is. You should have came through with the cupcakes and not the flour, you know, and said your apology. You know what I mean? You probably just would have just had that one strike and called it a day. But hey, listen, you know, sometimes you gotta learn from the son of a shepherd. Oh my god. So Swiggy, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. I want to watch Ed and Eddy now. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. Shout outs to you at home. And I'll catch y'all in the next video.